to Sportsology podcast with Ethan Smith and Brian Stroman. This would be episode 2. We're going to run through a lot of topics today. But we're going to remind you again at the end of the episode. But if you have any questions, or you want us to go through a topic, maybe a question for the two of us, it could be anything. Sports
Literally
anything.
Anything in sports.
But yeah, just even not sports related, we don't care. Just drop them down in the
ideas,
comment section.
Comments, anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, episode 2. Thank you for everything on episode 1. That did pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of people came up to me and said they liked it. A lot of people had their concerns about it, but at the end of the day, it is.
We got a lot of hate, but
really.
I took a little heat. I took a little heat.
I took a lot more, I think.
All right, so we're coming in pro. So let's start off with: do you think the Pro Bowl was a W or an L, and why?
I definitely think the mini games, or not the mini game, but the games in general were a W. I think it was a. Here's the thing: last year's Super Bowl, they were in pads, but they couldn't really hit, so it was basically a flag football game. And now they just embraced it, and I think that it let the players kind of do more than what they were going to do last year, anyways. But the golf was fun. You had a bunch of guys who clearly never played golf in their life. You had Zadarius Smith, Happy Gilmore on one, 250. But yeah, I thought it was a W just because Peyton and Eli are way too funny, and
the coaches were good.
I think that Peyton Manning was right when Kirk Cousins, I think, was kneeled within the 5-yard line because a quarterback can't run within the 5. And that definitely should have been a penalty. But at the end of the day, I think it was a good Pro Bowl.
See, I agree, but I didn't like the skills competition as much this year. I just didn't feel like in that little area in Vegas on Thursday night, right? I just didn't like it as much as I used to. I love the flag football, though. That's just my opinion. I thought the flag football was a W.
Because you're never going to go back to the 90s where they're sitting there trying to decapitate each other. But if we're gonna say that they can't hit each other, then just don't make them suit up in pads.
Agreed. And I like the flag football aspect. Like you said, the flag football aspect was great. But the skills competition, I think, could do better. Like, I love bring back dodgeball. They should bring back longest throw. I mean, kick-tac-toe is cool, but imagine if they did, a longest field goal competition.
Right. Or you know what they could do? They could do...
imagine, 4 kickers going at it for who could hit the farthest.
Or they could do
a
kick, punt, and pass competition, but but you can't be a quarterback or a punter or a kicker. It'd be like Stephon Diggs doing that. That'd be pretty cool
like Justin Jefferson or someone like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. Imagine Derrick Henry doing that.
His punt would definitely be a monster, and his kick would probably be monstrous.
I mean, otherwise he's going to toe it and it's going to skip.
Yeah. Okay. So, and the coaches, I like how they had the coaches. I like how they had Pete Davidson there. They also had good competitions, and I think the players had more fun than they did last year, so I think that's a plus to it.
Yeah, but I think we're going to have people that are judging those things. You'd have actual people, who have been around the sport. It was Snoop Dogg, Pete Davidson, and who was the other guy?
I don't remember. I think it was a girl. But I don't remember.
I thought it was another rapper.
I couldn't remember who it was.
Neither.
Let's go to Super Bowl prediction in depth. Who do you think's going to win? By how much? How do you think, is there going to be anything big that happens? Let's get an in-depth prediction into that. And then we'll give a prediction for our NFL awards tonight, even though we might
You'll be seeing this after the NFL awards. I will let you guys know that.
Yeah, this probably won't get up tonight. So, yeah, this will probably be uploaded after the NFL awards. So, let's go Super Bowl prediction, and then we'll go NFL awards.
Super Bowl prediction, I said this last Thursday. I'm sticking to it. As a Chiefs fan, you can see he has a sweatshirt on. I'll have a sweatshirt on Sunday. I'll tell you that much. I probably won't get much sleep that night, win or loss. Win, I'll be too excited to go to sleep. Loss, I'll be too depressed to go to sleep. But, that's part of being an NFL fan, you know?
That's part of being a Husker fan.
You go to bed depressed most nights, I'll tell you that much.
Especially after that Georgia Southern game. That one was fun.
Oh, dude, I didn't feel pain anymore. I've been a Husker fan for too long.
It's that one...
After the Michigan game last year, I stopped feeling pain.
That one was I was just in shock. I was just it wasn't like I was pain. I was just I know we did not just lose to Georgia Southern.
Honestly, it's all for the best, though.
But I knew I knew Scott was gone the next morning.
No, but as a fan of the NFL as well, I think it's ups and downs for everyone. But I think at the end of the day, I think the team that comes out in the first quarter, the first and third quarter, I think those are two of the most important. Everyone says the fourth quarter. Your fourth quarter doesn't matter if you go down by 50 in the third quarter, right? But I think the Chiefs are hungry for the first time since 2019 when they won that Super Bowl. Because after that game against the Patriots, they got hungry, they wanted to win, and they did. they lost to the Bengals last year. They're hungry. They want to win. I think they're going to win. Score prediction, I think Vegas put up a horrible line this week. 50.5 is despicable. I think I think the end score will probably be somewhere in the 70s range. You could possibly even say 80s. I'm not going to go that far. Obviously. No, I win it. Give me give me 37 to... Actually, no. 38-34 Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, I like that take, and I like that the take of first, third, and quarter. But I think first quarter means a lot, but like at the same time, the first quarter is going to be a lot of the guys getting under their feet a little bit, getting the butterflies out.
I think that's
getting settled in, realizing this is a big game, but you got to play your game.
Here's the thing: I think that the Eagles, they both have been here in the last, I want to say, 5, 6.
But that doesn't mean the players have. That's just a couple players.
The Chiefs have a lot of players from that team.
Yeah, but not.
But the Eagles don't. I think the Eagles, you have the line is pretty much
those rookie corners. Those rookie corners on the Chiefs, they haven't been there. I mean, 99% of our receiving core, minus McCole Hardman, who isn't even playing, wasn't there at that moment.
He was a kickoff returner.
McCole Hardman?
I believe so.
Oh, I know he was on the team, but he's not playing tomorrow on Sunday. So.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Sorry about the dog. I tried to trap her out of the basement, but that didn't work.
Yeah.
No, okay. So my prediction is Eagles come out hot in the first quarter, and then second quarter kicks in, and the Chiefs come back. I think we go into half like Eagles might be up 3 to 6 points. And I think third quarter starts. Chiefs get ball first. They cook. I think they cook. They go up big time. They go up early, and the Eagles just get shut down on offense. And then that fourth quarter, I think the Eagles kind of put a fight back in the early, but I think the Chiefs walk away 35-24 Chiefs. I think the Chiefs get it in the second half and just show it.
But here's the thing.
I think that, like Brandon Ayuk said, I think the Chiefs expose that defense, and I think they get something going.
Here's what I'm going to say. Did you see the stat where no quarterback in NFL history has won a Super Bowl while taking more than 12.5% of the cap? I believe Mahomes is around 20-ish area. But here's the thing. Every analyst that has gone over that stat has also said if there was going to be a quarterback to do it, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. And
was Mahomes not on that contract in 2020?
No, in 2019. He won the Super Bowl, then got the contract.
Okay, yeah.
And then immediately bought 1% of the Royals. Which, I mean, not looking like a great investment right now. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, they probably make so much money off all the ticket sales. He's
made a ton of money off of that stuff.
No, but, yeah, I definitely think that here's gonna be one of the biggest things. Chiefs O-line being able. You have 4 players who went for more than 10 sacks first time in league history. That's crazy. I think that the biggest factor for the Chiefs offense is Andrew Wiley. I think that'd be our right tackle. And then Orlando Brown. They have this year been really bad in pass protection. They're going to have to show up big if we're going to win. And then on defense, Hassan Reddick's a monster.
Hassan Reddick coming off the sides. You got that D-line on the Eagles is scary. And I think where this game is going to be won for the Chiefs is that D-line getting pressure to Hurts. If they get pressure to Hurts is, you could see the numbers that Hurts is, I don't know the numbers like you do, but I've seen the numbers. Hurts is statistically worse outside the pocket than he is when he has time to throw the ball. When he's outside the pocket, he moves it with his legs. Great, but if you don't let him move with his legs, you make him throw it, he's statistically way worse than he is when he's inside that pocket.
Here's the thing. What I don't want to see happen is an overcommitment. You got your edge rushers running outside. There's a crease between the tackles and the guards. I know that I've played O-line my entire life. That quarterback, that's especially if your linebackers are coming through, that's a first down every time. But what you have to do is you have to make Jalen Hurts beat you with his arm. You cannot have those running backs go off. You cannot have those wide receivers go off. What you have to have happen is Jalen Hurts throw the ball 25-plus times. If he throws the ball 25-plus times, you're putting that ball. We have some young guys, but they are monsters. Trent McDuffie's a beast. Justin Reed, this is the first time he's been on a competitive team in his entire career, I believe, because he was on the Texans for how long? I think that this is his chance to shine. This is his chance to show why he deserves the money he got from the Chiefs, why he's better than Tyrann Mathieu, why he was a better fit for that defense. And I think that at the end of the day, these quarterbacks, these secondaries have to show up big if the Chiefs are going to win.
And I agree, but like I said last week's episode, the corners are not rookies anymore. Like the corners are not rookies. The corners are not on the field. They are not rookies. They are veteran players who have been in the league for a good amount of time. They've been in the league for a season. They're rookies, but are they rookies? Because they have a ton of experience out there. So I don't know if I'm even putting them into the rookie category right now? Is there a lot more?
And I think that's what's going to separate. Like, I have this argument with my dad all the time. He talks about why players can't win when they're taking up that much of a contract. But here's what I will say. You have to keep rebuilding and reloading to win in the NFL if you're going to do that. So what the Chiefs did this year, they let Tyreek Hill go. What they did, they brought in Sky Moore, Justin
Watson.
Yeah, Justin Watson. They brought in guys on the defense instead of having to re-sign Tyrann Mathieu and Daniel Sorensen and other corners. You didn't have to sign Tre'Davious Ward. We'll go out and get Trent McDuffie, right?
We got Jalen Watson,
This
Jalen
is
Williams.
an underrated draft. Everyone's talking about how the Lions drafted great, the Seahawks drafted great.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs had a insane. We got Isaiah Pacheco in the 7th round.
Just like I can't think of his name. Is it Cal Veach, GM for the Chiefs?
Could be.
Something like that. He said 2 years ago we fixed our line. This year we fixed our defense. They went into that draft full focus on defense. That first round we draft Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis.
Who's been a beast.
Second round early, they wanted a wide receiver to replace Tyreek Hill. They got Sky Moore.
And honestly,
they got the three positions that were needed to be filled. They got them early.
And looks what happens when you have weaknesses in that team. A couple years ago when we won the Super Bowl, our linebackers, I'm surprised they held up. They were god awful. Anthony Hitchens was our best guy. Now we got Nick Bolton holding down the middle. We got
Nick Bolton and Willie Gay Jr. are menaces in the middle.
Like, our biggest hole right now is probably at right guard, and we still have a serviceable guy.
Who's right guard? Is it Trey Smith left guard or Trey Smith right?
Trey Smith is right. I meant right tackle. I'm sorry.
Right tackle and Girardi. Yeah, but I feel like they're going to go.
Joe Thune.
I think this year in the draft they'll go offensive line because I think they let Orlando walk. And I think they let Wiley. I think they draft out Wiley.
If we're letting Orlando Brown walk, then we got to pick up Juju's contract immediately.
I think we pick up Juju's contract. Because
he's been a beast.
Juju's been a beast, and Mahomes likes Juju. Juju's a good environment. Juju's a fun guy. I like Juju, but that's just me. All right, let's transfer over to NFL awards. We're going to go award by award, and we're going to give a brief description on who we think is going to win that award. And if you need the AP finalists, I can let you know. MVP.
Easy for me.
Here's it's a little biasness, but I got...
No, not even. Because Mahomes doubled the amount of touchdowns Jalen. I think everyone's saying it's either going to be Mahomes or Burrow at the end of the... I think they might be right. I think it's either going to be Mahomes or Burrow or Mahomes and Hurts. I think Allen kind of... Too many turnovers, man. I think at the end of the day, though, if Hurts doesn't get hurt... He's probably the MVP, but he gets hurt. Mahomes finished out the year very, very strong. He wins the MVP just because of the fact that Jalen Hurts got hurt, and it's unfortunate to say, but that's just the way it is.
So yes, I honestly think even if Jalen Hurts stays healthy, I still think Mahomes is fighting for that case. But with Jalen Hurts going out for those 2 games and Mahomes being hurt and only missing a drive,
2 games.
What?
I think it's a little more than 2 games.
I think it was 3. Yeah, but with Mahomes getting hurt and only missing a drive of a football game, I think Mahomes has that MVP. He put up amazing numbers. He didn't have too many turnovers, and the finalists. The finalists are like Hurts, Mahomes, Jefferson, Allen, and Burrow. He beat Burrow.
Yep.
Allen put up terrible numbers in the interception to passes ratio.
Hurts got hurt, and
Justin Jefferson's not a quarterback. He's not winning MVP.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think the only way you could say a non-quarterback winning MVP is a running back. I don't think a wide receiver.
Was the last non-quarterback MVP AP?
Adrian Peterson.
Was it AP? All right, let's go. Offensive Player of the Year.
Justin Jefferson, not even a question in my
mind. I think just if you're not, because you can't go give a quarterback an MVP and then go give a quarterback offensive player of the year.
They did when Mahomes won the last MVP, or did they give it to Todd Gurley?
I don't remember.
It was Mahomes, but it was Todd Gurley, Mahomes, Drew Brees, and Mahomes won that.
I just don't like. I think you make the MVP a quarterback award and the offensive player of the year is the rest of the offense. I think it goes to Jay Jettis. Is he the only non-quarterback in that finalist?
I think you'd have to be, because I think it would be the same people.
Let's take a look. Because no matter who the finalist is, I think Justin Jefferson takes that. He's not a quarterback. He's earned that spot. He's a heck of a player.
I think half of Kirk Cousins' yards have gone to Justin Jefferson. He did struggle the last 3 weeks of the year. He could have easily had probably 2,100 yards, but I hate to say it because I really, really like Justin Jefferson. He choked at the end of the year, and it's unfortunate. It's not going to be enough to lose that MVP, but he had 4 yards against the Packers in Week 17.
Mm-hmm. I think that he got locked up by Jair at the end of that week. It says that it only tells me Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, and Justin Jefferson are finalists for MVP and Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay, well then,
which makes me feel like they're gonna give MVP to Mahomes and Offensive Player of the Year to Hurts, but I don't like that at all.
You mean Jefferson or you mean Hurts?
I'm at Hurts. If they got them stacked in both conferences, I feel like there's a pretty good chance that happens.
Okay.
Let's go Defensive Player of the Year. I have.
Read me the AP finalists. I can't.
It's Nick Bosa, Chris Jones. I don't remember who NFL.
That's your two favorites at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I want to say Chris Jones. I'm a Chiefs guy.
I think he earned it. I don't think he will, but he.
Nick Bosa.
Micah Parsons would be the other one for
Nick Bosa won that award handedly just because he's been a monster all year. Chris Jones. It's also hard with an interior D lineman because you're getting double teamed every play. Edge rushers have a little bit more of an advantage because you can speed rush to tackle. It's honestly a 1v1 against the tackle at that point, which is why that's why I think Chris Jones has a way harder position, especially with how much the Chiefs move him around. He's never playing the same position 2 plays in a row. But I think
I saw him line up at D end a couple times against the Jaguars, and
easily.
I was like, I'll just look up at the D line, and I just see Chris Jones at D line. I go, that is a scary sight.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it will go to Nick Bosa. I'm hoping it goes to Chris Jones, but
Nick Bosa had a heck of
as a realist, it's at the end of the day, it's gonna go to
Nick Bosa. Don't get anybody wrong. Nick Bosa had a heck of a season, but I still think that Chris Jones had an underratedly done season.
It's 12.5 sacks. I don't know how, and he's probably the second favorite.
The other offensive player of the year is Tyreek Hill, by the way. I found that.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill's not winning.
So defense player of the year, offensive rookie of the year. You got Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker III, Garrett Wilson.
Gosh. Brock Purdy didn't play enough games, in my opinion. I think it's a 2-horse race. I think it's definitely Kenneth Walker or Garrett Wilson. With the fact that Garrett Wilson had almost no quarterback help all year, I think the Jets are gonna sweep the Rookie of the Year awards. But I definitely think there's a case for the Seahawks.
Kenneth Walker has a case.
And Tyreek Woolen are both monsters. I don't know if Tyreek Woolen's a
I
candidate.
think Aiden Hutchinson has this. Tyreek Woolen is a candidate, but I think that it's Sauce and Aiden at the top. But above Tyreek Woolen.
I definitely think that Garrett Wilson will win. But personally, I love Kenneth Walker. He's a monster, and he was a big part of that offense. I think Kenneth Walker is going to have a more sustainable career, just especially if Garrett Wilson wants to stay in New York because he's not going to have much quarterback help. But I think the Seahawks are a better team. I think Kenneth Walker may be a better player, but Garrett Wilson had a better season. Give me Garrett Wilson for the Rookie of the Year.
I agree with Garrett Wilson. I liked Kenneth Walker's case, but he was just... Garrett Wilson just stood out of all rookies.
Yeah.
And I feel like if that team gets a solid quarterback, that offense can work. They have Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and a quarterback, and a solid defense.
They arguably had the best draft class because you have a...
Oh, they 100% did. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall.
You have the best. If Breece Hall doesn't get hurt, I think he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Just on his 3-game pace, he would have probably put up 1,000+ yards. You have the best running back drafted, arguably. Kenneth Walker, because we don't know how Breece Hall's going to bounce back from the injury. Best defensive player, undoubtedly Sauce Gardner in my mind, and the best wide receiver in that draft class. And I think that's why they probably had the best draft class in the entire NFL.
I agree, but I also see the fact of it being that if Breece Hall jumps back in a good spot, that offense is scary. Because that offense they're missing the running back piece without Breece Hall. If they're missing that quarterback piece, they get that quarterback piece. That team is in solid position.
All right, Jackson?
AP Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Sauce.
Hey, we took our takes on where the quarterbacks should end up. Sauce?
Yeah.
Sauce or Aiden, in my opinion.
Sauce didn't let up a single touchdown all year, dude.
I heard on TikTok that he let one up.
Oh.
It was one that it was supposed to be man or zone coverage or something, and he let it up. It wasn't anything bad. So, I don't know if you could. It's you could blame him, but you couldn't blame him. But I wouldn't
Sauce
say.
Gardner is a beast. He's a menace, dude.
He's good.
He's
good.
I think him and Tyreek Woolen are going to have a case for top 5 cornerbacks for the next 10, 15 years. I think you could argue right now that Sauce Gardner is a top 5 cornerback in the league.
I might even be willing to move him higher than that.
That's your opinion, dude.
I don't know. Jalen Ramsey is got to be single-handedly. He's good, but there's games where that guy gets fried. Give me your top 5 corners right now.
I'm not going to give you in any order.
Just give me 5 corners that you think should belong in the top 5.
Sauce, easily. J.C. Horn, easily.
You got to get Jalen Ramsey in there somewhere.
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, he's locks.
Zaire Alexander. He did get cooked. So he was hurt this year a lot.
Jair Alexander.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he'll go if the Packers go
And
to
then
rebuild.
I think you toss up between two guys in the NFC West. I think you could. Here's the thing. I think there's more of an argument for Tyreek Woolen in your top 5 than out. So I'm gonna either say Tyreek Woolen or Jalen Ramsey. I think they're 5A, 5B.
See, if I go 5, I go Jair Alexander, Sauce Gardner, Jalen Ramsey,
J.C. Horn.
J.C. Horn, and Pat Surtain.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain's a beast, dude. I
right.
love that guy.
AP Comeback Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley, Giants running back. Christian McCaffrey, 49ers running back. Geno Smith, Seahawks quarterback. Now, here's how this is.
Geno Smith should not be up for that award. He came back from being a horrible quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. If they make this award Comeback Player of the Year, it's Christian or Saquon. It's Saquon or Christian. Because they came back from injury. But if you say best and most improved,
Geno by a mile.
Look, when Ryan Tannehill won a couple of years back, it was most improved player. But when a guy like who won comeback last year, I don't even remember.
It's probably like J.J. Watt or something.
Whoever won comeback last year, they called it for comeback. But I could tell that year Tannehill won, it was most improved. So if they go most improved, I think they go Geno. But if you go comeback player of the year, I go Saquon. I go Saquon for comeback. He led him to the divisional round at running back. He stayed healthy all season. He had a heck of a game.
Here's the thing.
Half season though.
Here's what I will say. If you're going to go off who they both had equal comeback stories because they both were hurt, both came back, who had the better overall season? CMC by a mile. Did Saquon throw a touchdown?
Touchdown. No,
I did. Did he get a hat trick?
I don't think he threw a touchdown.
He did not, okay?
All right, let's look who comeback player of the year was last year because I completely blank out on that. I could tell you about every other award. Aaron Donald's prize didn't make it in the finalists this year. Defensive player of the year. Terrible year compared to the last 3.
Yeah, he's older.
All right, services rough. All right, let's go. Last award. Oh,
Walter Payton.
There's an award on assistant coach of the year.
Oh, easy. Josh
Ben Johnson, Lions OC. D'Amico Ryans, 49ers DC. Shane Steichen, Eagles OC. Eric Bieniemy's not even in the conversation.
No, that is Andy Reid's. I think we might disagree. That is Andy Reid's offense.
I think he calls plays.
Okay, that's your opinion.
All right, here we got AP Assistant Coach of the Year.
It's easy. The defense coordinator.
D'Amico Ryans. Yeah, he's got that on lock. He had a heck of a season.
Who's winning the Play of the Year though? They always have that at the end. I know it's not gonna be up there.
Let's go Coach of the Year first, and we go Play of the Year. Coach of the Year, you got Brian Dable, Giants, Sean McDermott, Bills, Doug Peterson, Jaguars, Kyle Shanahan, 49ers.
There's only one answer.
Nick Sirianni,
does not deserve
Eagles.
to be up there.
Nick Sirianni?
No.
Let a Super Bowl team? Are you kidding me?
Schedule on the league.
Okay, but they made it to the Super Bowl.
Brian Dable's winning that award handedly.
I think Brian Dable wins that award as well. He turned around a Giants team that people thought didn't have a future.
Can you read them up for me again? I think here I'll tell you here I'm gonna give you 1 through 5. Who's the best?
Okay. Brian Dable.
Yep.
Sean McDermott.
Yep.
Doug Peterson. Kyle Shanahan. Nick Sirianni.
I'll tell you who's most deserving of the award like this. Brian Dable 1, Doug Peterson 2, Kyle Shanahan 3, Doug McDermott 4, Nick Sirianni 5.
All right, I'll give you mine. Brian Dable 1, Nick Sirianni 2, Doug Peterson 3, Sean McDermott actually no, I have to go Kyle Shanahan 3. Kyle Shanahan 4, Sean McDermott 5.
Here's what I will say.
I would give Sean McDermott the highest seed, but he did not perform in the playoffs at all.
Do you give any credit to what the Eagles are doing now to Doug Peterson? He sat on the sword, took all the heat, got the draft picks.
Did he draft Jalen Hurts?
I believe so. Yeah, because it was him. It was.
I don't think he did. I thought Nick Sirianni did.
No, because it was Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts, and he was getting flack for benching Jalen Hurts for their third stringer so they could get a better draft pick. And then the Giants were complaining because then the Commanders would go to the playoffs. I remember that year very specifically because the NFC West, the winner of the NFC West went 7-9 that year as the Washington Commanders. I think it might have still been the Redskins back then. It was the first year that Chase Young. Or no, just been Washington football team.
All right, so let's go play of the year. That's a thing.
No, just give me. They usually do like something like that.
They don't have a finalist list,
like
so
they always
take a guess off.
A couple years ago, they do like the Miami Miracle, stuff like that.
Oh.
What I would say would be the best player of the year would either
be
the OT pick from the Jags on the Cowboys.
That was
our underrated pick. I don't remember if you remember from the beginning of the year when the Raiders got stripped in OT and it was a Cardinals comeback and the Cardinals took it back to the crib for a touchdown.
What about Josh Jacobs' walk-off run?
That's up there too, dude. That's up there too. That was a good run. I'll be honest. That was a great run.
And are we gonna sit here and forget the fact Justin Jefferson catch 4th and 18?
Dude, there's so many good ones.
There was a lot of good ones.
You could have any Justin Fields at 50-plus yard run.
Yeah, Justin Fields versus the Dolphins was his first pick.
That's fine.
We're not starting this debate today.
I know we're not.
We'll talk about it when they're in the playoffs next year.
Okay, we'll definitely talk
you could
about
also
it.
go off of the Patriots lost to the Raiders last play of the game, threw back, picked off by was that Chandler Jones?
It was against the Raiders.
Yeah, Patriots. Raiders took it back to the house by absolutely manhandling Mac Jones.
Yeah. Oh, who was that took it back?
I think it was Chandler Jones, yeah. Okay. So this is a wild card. First time switching sports on the podcast. We're going to the NHL.
So Brian's going to go to the
I have
NHL.
a lot of people who asked me to talk about the NHL, so I want to talk about the NHL because the NHL trade deadline is coming up and what to look for as a fan of the teams or the biggest trade values. For me as a Blackhawks fan, we have a lot to do. We're in a rebuild process.
I'm like, if I had to pick a team, I was a big Blackhawks fan a while ago. Like
when they were
Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane and about to get traded,
Yeah.
bro. If he moves his no trade clause, he's getting traded.
Seabrook was a beast. I love
Seabrook. Yep.
Yeah, I don't. I'll watch the NFL or not. I'll watch the NHL playoffs. Like last year,
I was on the Oilers train.
I was sitting there. Like, oh yeah, dude, they were good.
Except they choke in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Every year.
But no,
like
I was on the Avalanche train from like round one just because I work with a guy, huge Avalanche fan. I was on the Avalanche.
My dad was a big Avalanche guy. He liked McKinnon and I like watching McCarr. But so the Blackhawks right now are in they're in a Jaguars rebuild the last 3 years. The GM said this rebuild is going to take 3 years. But our biggest trade value is Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane. Both looking at being flipped in the next 2 weeks or so.
How old is Patrick Kane now?
31, Jonathan Toews 32 or something like that. So Patrick Kane but they're still good. Toews putting up good numbers this year, Kane's putting up good numbers, but they both have no trade clauses on. So if they flip those no trade clauses, I think Kane gets traded for 2 firsts and a prospect, or a first and 2 prospects, something like that. Toews goes for an early second, 2 prospects, something early like that. But the NHL trade deadline, which apparently is nothing like the NBA trade deadline like today, even though it is kind of to get a lot of trades in. But the NHL trade deadline is March 6th, and the Connor Bedard. Have you ever heard that name?
Yeah, dude, all the time.
No, Connor Bedard is 17-year-old from Canada who is the greatest prospect the NHL has seen in so long.
What about Crosby?
I don't know. He coming out of there's a thing oh my goodness, there's a thing in hockey called the World Juniors.
Yeah.
Did I ever explain that to you when it's happening? The countries have their best 20 and under kids make a team and they compete for basically a mini Olympics. So there's that in hockey.
The Junior Olympics.
Yeah, basically, but it's World Juniors. It's just hockey.
Right.
So it's called the World Juniors. Connor Bedard, as a 17-year-old, has the most points in Canadian World Junior history. And you know who's played in the World Junior teams? McDavid, Crosby, Kane. Kane's on USA, so can't count. Toews. Crosby's in that list. McDavid, Toews, McCarr, McKinnon. All those guys are up in that list. He is setting record after record. Then he went back to his team back home. So, the WHL. So, basically, college for...
The World Hockey League? Is that what that stands for?
No, it's a Western Hockey League, I think. But the
loop here, dude.
The WHL team of so it's basically him going back to playing college football, dropped 35 points in 35
points,
straight points in 35 straight games. He had a point, which is crazy good. Points are an assist or a goal in a game.
Okay, that's
his first game back, he dropped a hat trick and 2 assists.
I'm obviously getting drafted to the NHL. I'm probably gonna put up 38 games.
No.
Dude, there was. Maybe with the way it's going, wasn't there a game earlier this year that ended 8-9?
Mm-hmm. There's a few of those. You get a couple big scoring games, which those ones are fun.
But I feel like it's not I feel like it's happening a lot less than baseball. Baseball. There's those games where there's probably because of the
best baseball games is when they're just hitting. The pitchers just can't pitch.
Have you? I'm pretty sure it's called the 3 true outcomes. It's either a home run, a strikeout, or a single. I'm pretty sure what it is. And so it's a lot of old head baseball fans who are afraid of it because they want to see singles, stolen bases, single RBIs. But what baseball has become is high slug, high strikeout, low stolen base. And I think that the last true team to hasn't adopted those rules was the 2015 Royals, because they didn't have a single player that year who went over 20 home runs. Every single player, I think, had double-digit steals, except for maybe Salvador Perez. And
cooking.
That team was fun to watch. I tell you what, when they beat the Mets, because I'm a huge Cubs fan, and the Mets swept us that year, but Schwarber went off.
Yeah. So let's go. So I'll wrap up the NHL conversation. Hold on, I just messed up the camera. So the NHL. What I was saying there is the NHL trade deadline is meaning a lot to me as a Hawks fan and to hockey fans that are in the bottom 5 teams in the league, because the NHL does an NHL draft, pull the name, First pick,
Is it
Chicago
in the middle of the
Blackhawks.
series?
What?
Or is that in the middle of the season?
No, it's in like April or something. So like the end of the season ranking comes out, and then the last 16 teams in the league go into a draft.
Like a
But
lottery?
usually the last 5, like a draft lottery. Usually the last 5 teams in the league are the ones in the top 5 picks, and whoever gets that first overall pick gets a franchise player. And Connor Bedard.
Is it like is it the way like the is like the way the NBA lottery is? So if you're one of the teams that aren't in the top 5 and you move up, you're immediately in the top 5. I know that's what the NBA did. So if you're like the 14th team who has the 14th like best odds.
Basically, the NHL is kind of like the teams that don't make the playoffs all go into a lottery.
Right.
But usually, if you're like, there's 32 teams in the NHL, 16 make the playoffs, and you're the 17th team in the league, you're not going to get the first overall pick. But like right now, the bottom 3 teams in the leagues are the Blue Jackets, the Blackhawks, the Anaheim Ducks. Those 3 teams have the best odds of that first overall pick.
The last time I really like got invested in hockey was 2015, and
Hawks.
Anaheim and the Hawks were both pretty good.
They were hot, and now they're bad, and they're both in rebuilds. But
Right. That's gonna happen though.
The Ducks are in a better rebuild spot than the Hawks are. But so basically, whoever gets that first overall pick is going to have franchise player Bedard, and that is why this trade deadline means so much to like a Hawks fan, a Ducks fan, a Jackets fan, because you want. I mean, I hate to say it, but I want our talent gone. I want draft picks, and I want Connor Bedard on my team. I've been a Connor Bedard fan for like a year. I want Connor Bedard.
Really? Only a year? I've known him since he was like 2.
Okay. All right, let's go into single-handedly the wildest sports day I've ever encountered. Every time I opened Instagram, there was like 3 more NBA trades.
Let's start with Kyrie.
Kyrie trade. I got all the details.
Here's what I'll say. Read out the trade.
Kyrie traded. The Nets got Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian
Dinwiddie?
Dinwiddie, whatever. I mistyped, whatever. Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and a 2029 first round and 2 future seconds. Mavs get Kyrie.
Okay, here's what I
That is a small package for the Mavs.
You think?
I think Kyrie runs it down. I don't think the Mavs.
Here's what I will say. Spencer Dinwiddie, really good 6-man. Not a star guard. He was in Brooklyn before. Dorian Finney-Smith is a capable defender. He's decent. First round pick in 2029. That's like what? We're the class of 20. That's 7th grader. That's 6th graders right now.
Yeah, every single trade I saw today was like 2028, 2029 first round picks. I was like, why are you guys sending your picks so? They probably already sent out all their 2023s.
Yeah, I mean,
all their recent ones are gone.
Why are you gonna go scout out some 7th graders, see what they're gonna be about? You know.
They heard the 7th grade class isn't good right now, so they're just sending out hundreds of 2029 picks.
They only came to Nebraska though. See,
I didn't get any 7th. Wait, you don't have any picks in 2029? No, I traded them all back in 2023. I knew the 7th graders weren't going to be good.
No, but here's the problem though. I think Dallas got better, but here's what I will say: you have 2 ball dominant guards now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the best, in my opinion, guard combos of all time was Curry Clay. Clay, one of the top off-ball players of all time. Curry could also work off-ball, but he was bringing the ball up every single time. If you were inbounding, you knew who that ball was going to. Who are you going to inbound the ball to in the Mavs? You're going to give it to Kyrie, let him cook? You're going to give it to Luka, let him cook? Here's what I will say.
I think that team is going to... I think it's going to set into Luka. I think Luka will bring it down the court, whatever, but I think that Luka and Kyrie, it all depends if they can build a chemistry, but like they can build a chemistry like Clay and Curry have. Because like in Brooklyn, KD and Kyrie, we're just going to forget James for a second, they did not build anything like that. They were good, then they weren't very good. They got swept in the playoffs, then they went
but they should have
okay.
won that first game, dude.
Yeah, but they went swept in the playoffs, and then this year I don't even know where they're sitting at this year. They're like okay. But
yeah, dude, but
they
Cam
also
Thomas is going to go out for 40 points a game, and Ben Simmons is going to go for 40 minutes on the bench a game, you know?
Ben Simmons, I don't overhated. I like Ben.
You ever run a 2K simulation? Trade for Ben, dude. He's insane in 2K.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Oh, is he
you
actually?
do sim, bro. He's averaging a triple-double every single time.
No, but then I saw an interesting stat today on Instagram. Kyrie, KD, and James Harden only played 16 games together.
Yeah.
That is... With what those 3 got hyped up to be,
think about it this
16 games, dude. Are you kidding me?
This way.
That is ridiculous.
Durant was coming off an ACL tear the first year they were together. After that, you had the COVID year. Also, you had James Harden traded, but they didn't really play that much together. Still hurt. Then Kyrie refused to get vaccinated. Could only play road games for a while.
That's true.
Which is kind of dumb, but we're not gonna get into that.
Kyrie.
But I think that. I think it's kind of dumb that he had to be forced to take the vaccine. But that's beside the point.
But I think that Kyrie fits in better in the Mavs than he did at the Nets. That's my opinion. I think that
I like that he went back to 2. It looks better.
I think that the Mavs have more success, and I think that the Mavs become a scary team.
They need help.
And I think, okay, and then let's lead us into our next conversation.
Kevin
Durant to the Suns
Tarantula.
for the biggest bag I have ever seen. Let me pull up the trade reports on that one. That thing
I haven't even heard about it.
massive. They sent I think 3 first rounders.
The
Phoenix did. I think there was players too. Suns received. Okay, so this is on the NBA
just
website.
KD?
Suns received T.J. Warren and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that's right. T.J. Warren, Bubble
the,
God.
The Nets received Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder.
Ooh, I like Jay Crowder, but I just saw Jay Crowder got sent to the Bucks.
Jay Crowder got sent to the Nets.
I know, but I heard
4 first-round picks and a 2028 pick swap. 4 first-rounders the Nets got from the Suns.
Oh no, it was actually a 3-way deal.
The Suns just went. The Nets Suns trade was? No, it wasn't.
Well, it just said. So this is from ESPN. Jay Crowder, who was traded to the Brooklyn Nets from Phoenix Suns on Wednesday night, again was on the move Thursday as he was dealt to the Milwaukee.
Oh, so he just got retraded.
Yeah.
Who's that? Jay Crowder?
He got traded. Okay, so the Bucks are giving up 5 second-round picks.
Got it.
Or 5 second-round picks, and the 3 to the Pacers and 2 to the Nets. Indiana gets Jordan Nwora and George Hill and.
I like Cam Johnson. I watched the Suns game this year and I was cheering for Cam Johnson.
Let's talk about. Let's go into.
Well, let's take our opinion on that trade first, and then we go to our next topic. I think that
it's a good trade.
I think that it's huge for the Suns. I think now they have, but
Chris Paul, Devin Booker.
This one's for Kubi, who said we weren't allowed to talk NBA today because he would be mad. Kubi said they don't have a bench. He said once those 5 get tired, they don't have anybody on the bench.
He's right. There's a lot of.
So that's the only thing that I think they will not be a playoff or a cup or like what do they call like the
contenders?
What do you call like the trophy in the NBA though? Like Super Bowl contenders, cup contenders in the NHL. What are they called in the NBA?
Finals contenders, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be finals contenders yet. If they don't have a bench, like Kubi said, there's no way you can win a finals without a bench.
Are you sure?
Is that what the 2017 Warriors did?
No, 2017 Warriors were like pretty stacked through.
They were They were good.
Because they had young guys, but like when LeBron won in 2020 you can't really count bubble Mickey Mouse here. Or even look at 2019 Raptors. They off their bench it was Pascal. You had Fred VanVleet was probably your best player, but he could strap it from anywhere. But you need to have at least one guy on the bench who can carry the load. Like last year, Dallas Mavericks had one guy come off the bench who was a monster, Jalen Brunson. But here's the problem with that: immediately went and signed a big deal with the Knicks. Immediately. See,
but then the thing is, I think they still got what they wanted out of this trade. Okay. Yes, you're giving up 4 first rounders, but that's fine. You got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker,
KD gonna be around
Chris
for
Paul.
4 years.
How old's KD? But I think they're fine. I think that the Suns have enough of this trade. Let's move in. Do you have another topic you want to talk about, or can we do our draft for this episode and then wrap it up?
Let's talk about some other trades. Russell Westbrook, maybe?
Oh, Russell Westbrook to the Utah Jazz?
Yep.
Let me see if I can get the details on that.
D'Angelo, the snitch Russell.
Yeah, and I'm like, didn't they get D'Angelo Russell? The Lakers did.
Going back to L.A. As long as Swaggy P is in there, and I think it could work. Here's the thing. You need shooting on that team. Do you see their projected starting 5? It was
for Lakers?
Yeah, point guard.
D'Angelo Russell,
Malik Beasley, I believe. Rui Hachimura, or whatever his name is, from Gonzaga, who was in Washington for a long time, now in there. LeBron and
then AD.
Did
you see? Hold on. Did you see that video? I saw a video on TikTok like 2 years ago or a year ago. D'Angelo Russell got asked what his all-time starting lineup would be, and he had Anthony Davis and LeBron James on it. Yeah. I was like, dude, now he's going to play with them. That's sick. So yeah, Russell Westbrook, he kind of had a downfall, but I still don't hate the guy. He gets
$44 million a year.
Is that his contract?
He's on a supermax. Oh, nice. No, but did you guys see? There was a trade that just happened, I believe. It was
the deadline closed at 3:30. I thought.
Or
like 2 or something.
Here's some more trades. Sheesh. The Clippers get they get. I think is that
Atlanta got a player today.
Aaron Gordon, Heinzland Bones, and they send. I believe that's who that is. Yeah. Okay. So they got Eric Gordon, Bones Highland, and Mason Plumlee, and the John Wall is going back to the Rockets. So
I saw that one. I think that.
And then right here,
the NBA just went crazy today.
Warriors trade James Wiseman.
Oh yeah, James Wiseman. Yeah, that was a 3-way trade.
And Hawks get Sadiq Bey. I think the Hawks just got better. I think Sadiq Bey is a monster.
I think
Who did
that
Golden State get?
it was a 3-way trade. Golden State got like 5
Knox?
second rounders.
In 5 second rounders.
It was like a 3-way trade. I saw that one. That was the only thing I saw.
They
the
will
Hawks move
roughly
today.
save $7 million in luxury tax. So it's
Who will? Golden State?
Yeah, so it's a luxury tax deal, which
Yeah.
is. But here's the problem: James Wiseman was a good player when healthy. Got hurt too much. I think that the Warriors trying to get 5 second rounders, unless you're gonna draft 5 Draymond Greens, it's not. I don't know if it's 100% worth it, especially because you got James Wiseman was a 3rd overall pick, I believe. Because it was Cade Cunningham, LaMelo Ball, then it was James Wiseman.
Mm-hmm.
So you're giving up that much is a little crazy to me, but
I think that it's
I think at the end of the day,
the Warriors got depth.
it's a luxury tax,
And they got a
deal.
lot of picks.
But but they're not making the playoffs this year. I'll tell you that much. They're way out of contention.
Okay, so I think basically overall today on the NBA, because I don't know.
Completely wild.
It was a trade deadline. Like, it was everything. Like, I thought the NFL trade deadline was fun. Today, if I was an NBA fan...
trade land is nothing compared to the NBA.
Oh, I know, but NFL trade deadline this past year was the biggest. Like, there was like 14 trades or something. It was
That's
actually
not a lot, though, when you think about it.
Yeah, but the NBA today, if I was an NBA fan, that was a fun day to watch those trades go down. Unless you got fleeced, then I'm sorry,
you're
bud.
Looking,
oh, my goodness,
3
bro,
days
I'm
from
so
now,
bad at this.
you're going to have like 5, 6 completely different rosters.
Yeah, every team is going to be different. I'm going to be... All right, so let's move in, because we're sitting at like 41. Let's go to a draft. Want to go to a draft?
How many drafts do we have?
I only got one this week, just an easy one, and then we can...
I'll think if I think of any.
Okay, let's do... I liked the basketball topic, 3v3 basketball, with Nebraska football players.
Go first. All time or just in like our lifetime?
Let's just go our lifetime. Let's keep it base simple, because I don't...
First pick.
You'll come out and pull out some guy I don't know. Oh...
That's a whiff.
Let's go in the big... Actually, no. Let's go... One of my shooting guards. Let's go with...
You just need a point guard, a wing, and a big guy.
Yeah, give me Cam Taylor-Britt. He was definitely a menace on the court.
Wrong pick.
Okay.
I'm taking a center. Austin Allen, 6'9".
Good pick.
No explanation needed.
Center, Jack Stoll. Match him up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Teammate on teammate. Let's play ball.
I need a wing. I need a guy who's fast, a guy who can fly.
That's it. I got Cam there. Quick boy. Ooh, this is...
J.D. Spielman. Way too quick.
Top of the key. Trey Palmer. Fast. Definitely has good hands.
I need a
knock
guy.
down a big three.
You missed here. I'm gonna be honest. A guy who played varsity starting basketball for his high school forever. He knows how to distribute the ball. Adrian Martinez. 2 a.m.
You gotta bring Adrian Martinez into everyone.
That's the first
Now we can go. I just wrote this down. Top 3 players of your lifetime that you watch in the NFL. So kind of like last week when we did like the players in the NFL and on the Huskers that like got us like to love the Huskers.
Favorite players to watch, or
just 3 players in the NFL in your lifetime that you've enjoyed watching, that you've just like they're just players that have stuck with you your whole lifetime. Someone says their name, just memories come back. Like Jordan Westerkamp for me did, Lamar Jackson, Cam Taylor-Britt on the defense side, something like that. You know what I mean?
Deontay Poe,
Okay.
D lineman for the Chiefs for a long time, ran and threw a touchdown.
Ran and threw a touchdown.
Another guy that really sticked with me is Eric Berry. Love watching that guy. And probably my last one, 'cause I'm going to keep it Chiefs, because that's what I always watch.
Yeah.
Justin Thomas. Probably my favorite player growing up to watch. I love the guy. I'd go to like Madden 17. I'd do like franchise. I'd do like a player lock, and I'd always do Justin Houston. And he's been a monster this year.
When I was like really younger, I kind of only watched Husker football because my dad would watch it. Because otherwise on Sundays, I just never got. Like, I was never really a Husker, like a deep Chiefs fan. I just know that I had a shirt and I would root for them if they were on the TV. But I wasn't like a big like deep inside the roster type of fan. But when I was a real kid, the first player that I started watching when I was playing football, like because I would watch Super Bowl and who would always be in the Super Bowl, Patriots.
Thomas Brady.
No, I hated Tom Brady and he's on the Pats.
Gronk.
Gronk was a big. I loved watching him, and I would see like
watching Dwayne Bowe. No,
I couldn't tell you. I'm telling you, my memory of watching NFL as a kid is just bland.
Jeez, bro.
It was like 20.
I love the Chiefs, bro.
20 like it was. What year was 2017 Falcons Patriots Super Bowl?
2016.
2016 was the year that I really kicked into football. After I saw that comeback, I was like, football is actually fun to watch. And then I started watching, and I started to learn a lot, and I became a deep into depth fan, and I was like all over. And then I was like telling my parents, Sunday the TV's reserved. I got the game on Sunday. Nope. Game's on Sunday. That's mine. So, number 2, growing up, would have probably been Alex Smith. Because when I became a Chiefs fan, I would always watch Alex Smith.
Captain Checkdown?
I had Alex Smith 49ers card, Alex Smith Chiefs card. I had in my Chiefs, in my card full, so I had a binder full of sports cards.
I do too.
I had 7 straight pages of Chiefs players. Probably 5 of those 7 were Alex Smith cards. I was obsessed with Alex Smith. I tried so hard to get an Alex Smith jersey, but I never did.
I had one.
And then we got to go to the next. I wanted to go with my first ever Chiefs jersey, but I never actually watched him play. Because as soon as I bought his jersey, he left. So it was Jeremy Macklin. Remember Jeremy Macklin?
Didn't like the guy. I mean, you know who I remember watching?
I just have his jersey because it was cheap.
Johnson, you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
He's like
I
one
do
of the
remember
Chiefs' all-time leading tacklers.
I think I might have his thing signed up in my bedroom actually. Remind me to go check after this. So my 3, I'd probably go with give me Jamal. Jamal Charles was my second jersey I ever got. I liked watching Jamal Charles. I had Jamal Charles cards as well. I was obsessed with but really for the Chiefs it was like all Alex Smith. I don't know why it was all Alex Smith.
Quarterback.
But he was like the number 1 player. They talked about him the most because he's quarterback, but I was always like, let's go Alex, let's go baby, you got this Alex Smith. I was just always a big Alex Smith fan. And then I went to a game, it was a preseason game. Alex Smith didn't even play. I'm pretty sure Mahomes played that game and before he was even a starter, so I didn't even know who he was. And I was always like, I want an Alex Smith to play.
First big time game I ever went to.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs game. It was like 2015. It was the year we started 1-5 and then went on a 10-game win streak. End of the year 11-5. Chiefs Chargers. So you know it's gonna be a heated rival, right? Rain game, real fun. End score 10-3. But I had never had that much fun until I went to a Husker game, which is 10 times more fun. But
I've only been to one Chiefs game. It was preseason against the Packers. I think we won like 23-3.
So, anyways, but here, let me tell you something funny. So, my mom, I've always been a massive Husker fan. My brother used to be kind of a big Husker fan, but like he kind of does his own thing now.
Yeah.
So she got us like matching Taylor Martinez jerseys. She got one white one, one red one, and I always had like I've always been a fan of the white Husker unis. I had the white one. I feel like new white Huskers jerseys would go so hard, like having like a 15.
When they need to get. I have a black jersey just with the number 1 on it.
I had the 19.
I think I just got a number 1 on it. No, it's a number 3. Because I just always told myself it was Taylor Martinez's jersey. But yeah, so I have a black Husker jersey. It's my brother's old one. But I wear it now because it doesn't fit him. All right, so that's going to wrap up episode 2, Sportsology.
Remember, if you want us to go over any topics, ask any questions, it has to be sports.
I was about to say that? No, you're good.
Leave it in the comments, and we'll definitely... I read all of them. I don't know about Brian.
I'll read them.
He's not as dedicated as me, but...
I read them all. I checked the views like 40 times this week.
Narcissist, but it's fine.
Well, I actually check them every time because when I'm on YouTube, I just look.
Right.
So... yeah, comment ideas down below. Super Bowl this weekend. You probably won't see this until after the NFL awards, so we'll see how accurate our predictions are then.
If we're completely wrong, call us NFL casuals. But
I feel like we can't be that wrong. We had some finalists to pick through.
There's a 33% chance on every single one. You know?
Yeah, but no. So yeah. So you'll see this later. We'll get this up when we can. And Super Bowl Sunday. Let's go
Chiefs. If you're a real fan, you're actually going to be watching us, not the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're uploading the same time as Super Bowl. We'll see who our real fans are. That's why I said to read at school today.
Yeah, our podcast is going to get 100 million views, not the Super Bowl.
Then we'll get to our Nebraska stuff. Still sitting on my notes. We'll get there when there's not a day of NBA trades, like 40 trades. So probably next week's episode. Unless we talk about like Super Bowl and everything else, so maybe not next week's episode.
We might be
when stuff starts to slow down. Nebraska will be coming up because we could talk Nebraska.
It's gonna be interesting because we're gonna have to, but we're gonna keep trying to do the 1 episode a week. Hopefully starting in late May when our school ends, we'll try to get out 2 episodes a week. It's gonna be difficult.
It just all depends on when we can film.
It's also not gonna be. We also have lifting.
Yeah,
stuff
it's
like
just
that.
It all comes down to when we can film.
Right.
So thank you again for watching episode 2
Sportsology podcast.
And
remember to subscribe, do all that stuff, and follow us on Twitter at HuskNet, at Husk_net.
Or just type in Sportsology podcast.
It's the red microphone.
What?
So yeah, red microphone.
So yeah, drop a follow on Twitter, drop a follow on YouTube, subscribe. Turn those post noties on. I had a couple people remind me of that.
Yeah.
And comment some ideas down below.
I already said he was Noti Gang.
All right, peace.